What's up, Critique Crew? It is I, Key, and welcome to Kiki's Critique. Over the next several weeks, we are deep diving into this new series that God has brought to my heart called From Rags to Riches. Rags to Riches is us growing stronger spiritually and not being ashamed of our former years, our start, our beginning, the trauma of our past, the shame of our past, but to take the things that we have gone through and to use those tools that we've learned to glorify God and allow Him to show up in our lives victoriously. I don't know about you, but the story that I want to tell over my life is that I slayed the giants. I showed up. I beat the enemy that tried to attack me and my family and my home. That I was a conqueror. I was more than a conqueror through Christ who lived in me. The story that I want to tell is that I fought all the Goliaths in my life and I came through the fiery furnace and I didn't smell like smoke. If you want that story, if that is the life that you are set up to live, and you already know if you are in that flow because you know where you started. I don't know about y'all, but my beginning wasn't that strong. And so this series is very important to my heart, and I pray that it blesses each and every one of you as we dive for the next several weeks in Rags to Riches. So get ready, y'all, because this stuff is about to be good.
In this mirror, I see tears, blood, sweat, fear that I ain't enough peers looking for the flaws here. Is it what was thought? Maybe they plotting on here and wishing death on me, but couldn't beat a Paul Bear. So they bearing witness. I'm a hand on my business, got my hand on this vision, a mission to make a difference. The kitchen ain't hot as I am, in and I do the dishes. Do it, I built the bridges that bring the fruit to fruition. Once I started, I finished. No matter how long I fall, the truth be said, I go. I know you probably don't really know me yet. So I go inside, don't push it out. I built a bomb and I'm taking to put it down already. I didn't have preparation. Why you think I'm impatient? Instead of sitting here waiting to have my feet on the pavement, I'ma savor them days that you were gazing amazement. Later remember the same conversation, cause we keep on grinding. And I'm saying that's no matter what life pitch batter up. And we keep on thriving. If you started from the bottom, it don't matter cause you got it, oh yeah. We keep on climbing.
This I, Key, and welcome back to Kiki's Critique. As y'all saw from that title, y'all, okay, we're still in this burning season, okay? Because if y'all saw the video last week where we were talking about let it burn, letting stuff go, God was really showing up about, you know, us really putting things in perspective when there is something in our lives that is no longer necessary to hold on to it. You know, replacing the old with the new and just letting that stuff burn, letting that stuff go. And all week I said, Lord, okay, well, what are we going to talk about? Because this is His show, okay? He said we're going to do 7 rags and 8 riches, okay? And so we are full speed ahead in our Rags to Riches series. So, excuse it, that's the dog back there running around as I'm trying to do this video. She's got energy that she's trying to get off. Okay, so anyway, okay, so as I am, you know, asking the Lord, okay, so what are we to talk about? And, you know, what kept coming up in my spirit was still that burning, you know, that burning that we go through, that purification, that purified by fire. I felt God just kept saying, purified by fire, purified by fire. We were talking about burning, but we were talking about burning in a way last week where it was a hard burn. It's letting stuff go, getting rid of stuff, and nobody wants to get rid of things. Some of us likes to want to be hoarders. Okay, we want to hold on to everything and just let it just build, 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 and it can be painful to let things go. It's never easy to say goodbye, but there's always good and goodbye. Come on now, good and goodbye. So this week, God, I felt in my spirit this morning as I was praying. Purified by Fire. I kept seeing that come up. And so God took me to the scripture that we're going to lead with this morning, okay? And I will put this third. This is Zechariah 13, verse 9, okay? Zechariah 13, verse 9. I think this is the English Standard Version. I like the Amplified. I'm going to have to look this up in the Amplified. But the English Standard Version say, and I will put this third into the fire and refine them as one refines silver and test them as gold is tested. They will call upon my name and I will answer them. And I will say, they are my people. And they will say, the Lord is my God. Come on, purified. He said, I will put a third of them into the fire. Okay, when God strikes the match, when God says, you know what, I got to burn some things. You got to go through this. In order for you to become to all that I created you to be. This is part of the process. Part of the process is not going to be easy. Part of the process is going to be some purification, and not just dipped in water. Okay, when you baptize and it's all beautiful and you're dipped in water, we're talking about that purification by fire. Fire. If my memory serves me correctly, that Jesus was tempted in the wilderness 40 days and 40 nights by the devil after he was baptized. And so if there is a process that we are to go through, if there's a purification process, to me, that's purified by fire. If you got to be tempted for 40 days and 40 nights, I don't know about you, but that's a purification by fire to me. And so, and it's interesting how we go through this purification process. Some of us go through it early. And some of us go through it later in life, but there's always a process that we go through in our lives that is painful, that is tragic. I mean, and there's different levels to it, because I like to think of life like, there's going to be a series of places that we have to get to, that there's a preparation for. There's a purification process. There's a new level that we're going to, so that we got to go through a new cleansing, a new understanding, a new place of observation of who we are and where we have been. There's a purification process that I believe that we have to go through, and it's almost repeatedly. Now, of course, there's no fire like the first. I mean, some of us had to go through a very, very difficult time in our lives in order to be at the place where they are right now, in order for things to be a little bit easier in their life. In order for them to be a little bit more wiser and they ain't made those mistakes. They have gone through something so purifying, so tragic, so hard, so testing, so battle ridden, so much, anguish, that they came out on the other side of that fire. Y'all, there's a purification that happens in our life, and God allows it. He even strikes that match. He said, listen, I created this life for you. And what is before you, you are equipped to handle it. Some of y'all sitting there right now going through something very, very tragic and very, very, overwhelming. It's hard to decide which way to go. It's hard to make a choice from one moment to the next. Depression is sitting in and panic is sitting in. And I'm here to tell you, first of all, breathe. Okay? And understand that if you are going through this, if this is happening, If you're actually feeling these pains and these symptoms, if this is what's going on in your life, then you are built for it. You are equipped for it, and you can handle it. Hold on to your word. Get with God. And instead of saying, why is this happening? Ask him, what tools do I need to get through it? What do I need to see in this situation right now to help me get to the next? I don't understand all that you're doing, but I know the peace that surpasses all understanding will guard my heart. I trust you, Father. I have faith. I will walk this thing out with my head held high. I will go through this fiery period in my life, and I will cry if I have to cry. I will bleed if I have to bleed. But all I want at the end of this, Lord, all I want at the end of it is your glory. And as long as your glory is present in my life, when this thing is over, then bring it on, baby. Then I'm going through the fire. Then this thing, we just gonna put our gloves on. We're gonna strap up. We're gonna do what we gotta do. Because as long as God's glory is the key mission for your life, then we got this. Then we can handle this. Purified by fire. I said, Lord, okay. Because I know for me, I've gone through things in my life that has been very hard, very concerning, okay, at times. Come on. I'm still got things going on in my life that I'm working through, and I'm processing it through. And we're always going to have things that's going on in our life that we got to work through. There's still little fires burning in my life, okay, that I'm going through, okay? Because there's little fires that burn. Just because I'm not burning up in this area doesn't mean I don't have these other little fires going over here that I'm trusting God with, and I'm working I'm working with God to get through it, working by faith. Because see, my faith is stronger now because of that major fire, that season. Come on, a season of burning, a season of fire. Who has had a season? I'm not talking about a moment. I ain't talking about a flat tire, baby, okay? I ain't talking about no flat tire. I'm talking about sickness. I'm talking about homelessness. I'm talking about stress that takes you for years. I'm talking about issues in your mind that was longer than a day or a month. I'm talking about years of fire. Who's been, locked up or gone away or had a trial or a situation for years? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a season of fire. I mean, I can handle a bill at this point. Come on, when an overdue bill was stressful for you in your 20s. Come on. Now it's like, what? Please. There's bigger fish to fry out here. Come on, purified by fire, guys. Listen. This message, is not long, it's not eloquent, it's not something that, me, when I like to go from my heart and I prayed before we came here today and just ask God to just show up and tell us what it is that we need to know. And I feel so strongly that he is saying to us today is, don't be afraid of trouble. Don't be afraid to go through something. If something is happening your way, then strap up. Stop being so punkish out here. Really, we do a whole lot of crime. There's a whole lot of crime. And we supposed to be soldiers for God? We supposed to be God's people? We supposed to be in this earth out for God's glory? We want to be living our life to the full until it overflows, but we want to cry every time something don't go our way, or we going through a season that is only making us better. We praying for more. We're asking God to increase us and to increase our territory, but we don't even want to prepare for it. We don't even want to go through the training that it requires us to get there. Come on. How can you want more, but you don't want to prepare for more? How do you want to lose weight, but tone up, but you don't want to exercise? Exercise hurts. And you might have to do it for a period of time. If you're 500 pounds, baby, you're going to have to work out for a while to get down to 100. It may take a year per 100 pounds. Come on. But that's a period. That's a purifying time where you're going to get with God, get with yourself, and you're going to burn, baby, burn, baby, burn, baby, burn. And at the end of it is the glory. At the end of this thing that you're going through right now, at the end of this sickness is God's glory. If you give it to him, if you trust him with it, if you have faith that no matter what it looks like. And remember, faith without works. You can't have faith if you're not working this thing. And what I mean by working this thing is sometimes working is getting with God, staying in prayer. Another thing is taking your mind off of it. Because if we trust God with it, then what are you thinking about it for? Ain't nothing you can do. So take your mind by faith. Take your mind off of your own problem and give your time and your attention to somebody else who needs you more. And in that, God is doing what he needs to do to heal your body. And at the same time, you're doing what you need to do to heal your soul. Because faith without works is dead. We're purified by fire. We're going to go through things, but we got to trust God that he knows his ways is bigger than our ways. We don't know why these things happen the way that they happen. It always don't make clear or make sense to us, but we got to trust the one who knows everything and just put our faith. Just get on out here. Just be good to other people. Take your mind off of it and know that this may be a moment or it may be a season, no matter how long it is, that we're going to be ready, because this is the life that we have been given. So we are prepared for this life. We're going to do what we need to do to live it to the full, to it overflows, having all the goodness. God wants us to talk. I told you last week he's been talking about exceedingly abundantly, and that's going to be in that riches series. I already know. But right now it's like we have to really get to our place where we have to understand what trials, what that means. What does that look like in our lives? The reason why we go through trials is because in the world we're going to have tribulation. It is how we are strengthened. It's how we are tested. It's how we understand what we've learned so far. If we don't go through no testing and periods, then how do you know what you've learned? How do you know that you're ready for that next thing? How do you know that you're ready? Because our testing and our purification is not for God, it's for us. We have in us all the time to do everything that God has already told us to do. There's some things we go through because we have to go through. We have to bump our heads because we're hard-headed. God done told us not to do X, Y, and Z, and we keep doing X, Y, and Z, and so now we got to bump our heads. Now we got to go through a period of time where we got to go through something. Because you got to be purified. I got to burn that thing on off of you. Because you won't get it by a simple stop it. So now I got to burn it off. Now I got to light this match and take you through, because now I got to get this thing off of you. It got to come off. You got to stop it. Purified by fire. Come on, stop it. We think that these things are just to make our lives miserable. You think God is just want to sit around and just watch us suffer? He didn't create us for us to just sit here and suffer. No, but we're going to go through some things because we're hard-headed, because we don't listen, and because we're not being in tune with ourselves enough to pay attention. I want. That sounds like my baby. I want. He's 3 years old. I want purified by fire. Well, that's it, guys. I'm done. I feel like we got enough of this to understand, replay it over and over again, understanding that we're going to go through seasons. Purification by fire is necessary for growth. It's necessary for us to be stronger, wiser. It's necessary to get some things off of us that is no longer serving us. It's necessary to be pruned. It's necessary for things to be burnt off of us. It's necessary so we can rise from the ashes. It's necessary so that we can gloss, okay, baby, because when silver and gold is burned and purified and by fire, it gets shiny, don't it? It gets shiny and it looks good, okay? So we getting glossy out here. Purification by fire. I love you guys. That's all. So don't be afraid of the heat. Okay? Don't be afraid. You know that old saying, if you don't like the heat, get out the kitchen. What I say, if it's burning, baby, just get yourself ready to know that you got God walking with you and you can walk through the fire. You fireproof. Baby, you fireproof. We can walk through fire. We fireproof out here. Okay? If it's burning down all around you, you fireproof, baby. Just walk on through it. Okay? Just boss it up. That's it. Boss up. Yes. Love you. Bye.